How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. So in this video, we're going to be going over a couple of stocks that have been crashing. They've been doing very poorly as of late, and I want to talk to you all and be very transparent and go over exactly what I'm looking to do with these stocks. So if you all find value, smash the like button, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts, and get your $50 from M1 Finance. It's free. Your 2 stocks from Webull, also free. And if you guys want to check out my Patreon, which isn't free, that's linked down below. You get all my buys, sells, call outs, private Discord access, a morning update video, plus much more. That's on Patreon, link down below. And let's get right into the video. So as of now, the markets are pretty boring. Nothing too crazy. The Dow's at break even. The S&P's also at break even. The NASDAQ 100 is down 0.1%. And the Russell's up 0.4%. And we do have about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes left in the session, so a lot can change in that time, but as of now, again, we're pretty much at break even when it comes down to the main indexes, and I will break this down a bit further in my video later on today, so make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you guys don't miss that video. So let's talk about some of these stocks that have been crashing, and again, these stocks aren't necessarily crashing only today. They've been crashing over the past couple of weeks. And many of them, probably all of these, are in a bear market, meaning they're down over 20% from their recent peak, right? So stock number 1 is Nordstrom, ticker symbol JWN. And if you guys were watching my channel probably about a year ago, you know, in the pits of the crisis, you guys know what I'm talking about. JWN got to about $13. That was, wow, almost exactly a year ago, more like 10 months ago. And we were talking about it during this time period, 11, 12, $13. And this is one that I regret not getting into because clearly we can see it went from 12 to 46. That was about a 3x. Very, very strong return there. And since then, it's crashed from 46. Now it's trading at 28.60. It is down about 40%, well into a bear market. And just recently, I mean, it's gone from 38 now to about 28. So, and that, mind you, is in the past about week. It's down 30% in the past week. So at this point in time, it's not obviously the same price it was back in October of last year. It's still double of what it was back then. But it's another opportunity now that we're down a good 40% from the recent high a couple of months ago. So for me, guys, I'm looking at JWN, and full disclosure, full transparency, I'm in this stock. I bought this last week at about $28.90. So I'm in, I'm down a little bit, and I'm viewing this as an opportunity considering we're at the bottom of this channel. You guys can see clearly we're at the bottom of the downwards channel, which every time we've gotten oversold, we've gotten to the bottom of the channel, we've seen a recovery rally, a relief rally, whatever you want to call it. And we reported, well, not we as in me, but JWN reported pretty solid numbers. They reported earnings and the stock cratered, which I believe was a bit of an I think it was an overreaction. So at this point in time, I feel like this is getting ready. It's tuning up for a rally. So I've positioned myself at about $28.90, I think $28.93 to be exact with you guys to the penny. That is where I'm personally in. And we're currently up 2% on the day. The stock is up about 55 cents. And we're noticing, if we pull up the 5-day, we're noticing some pretty good consolidation the past 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days, including today, at about $28 per share. That's a very good sign that 28 could be, keyword is could be, nothing is guaranteed. 28 could be the floor here, and popping back to that 4-hour, that gives us more, I'd say confidence, this chart, considering it's the bottom of the channel right around 28. This tells me, hey, we could be tuning up for the breakout that I'm anticipating. So I've positioned myself in Nordstrom. It's crashing. It has crashed. And I feel like we will see a relief rally in the near-term future. And I believe an initial target is anywhere from $32 to $34, $35, and that is where I'm looking to offload my position. Another stock here that I'm personally in, my average is low 15s. It is SoFi, ticker symbol SOFI. This one crashed after it reported earnings, and if you guys are in my Patreon, you know that I've been in and out of SoFi many times. Made some good money on this over the past couple of weeks, and now I entered into a longer-term swing after they reported earnings. I initially bought at $15.50, added more in the very low 14s, brought my average down to the low 15s, and now that it's at $14.20, heck, I might even add more to bring my average cost down into the high 14s, maybe $14.70, $14.75. That is where I'd like to bring my average. So maybe after I film this video, I'm going to add more to my SoFi position. And you guys can see 14 has been support over the past couple of months, pretty much ever since the beginning of March. We held it once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and I believe ultimately we are going to get that pop upwards, whether it's next week, today, a month from now. I have no freaking idea, but I am looking to see that pop, and I'm looking to sell anywhere from $17, $18 initially. That was the high point from the beginning towards the middle of August, and then if that were to break, maybe we're going 20s, guys, low 20s. That is the top of this overall, downwards trend line, whatever you want to call it, the top trend line here that you're seeing on the 4-hour chart. And guys, I don't want to make it seem like there's no risk at all with these stocks. There's risk with every stock out there. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So this could very well tank into the 13s, 14 or 12s. That's possible. That is why we have to mitigate risk. And the way that I enter my swing positions is I'm not going in all the way, at least initially. I don't go in all in off the bat. I put in 20%, 30%, and then I let it go for a couple of days, and then I readjust or reevaluate, maybe add more, maybe trim it a little bit. It's not just one or the other, meaning you go all in or you stay out. There's a lot of nuance when it comes to trading. So I'm in SoFi, not with a huge position. I'm giving it some wiggle room. I haven't built it up completely. And again, I'm looking to maybe add some more today after filming this video. Pinterest is one that I don't own, full disclosure. And it looks like it's trying to rebound. Pinterest is down currently 28% from the high point earlier this month of August, and it's down from the all-time high of $89. It is down 40%. So this one's getting destroyed. They reported earnings. They tanked after earnings, and the stock's been in shambles since. You guys can see it tanked from 59 down to 51. Now it's back fighting back above 55, but I'm not too convinced it's going to stay here as it's holding on by a thread above that 50 SMA. So I'm telling you, the second it gets under that 50 SMA, this could be going back to test the lows from about 10, 12 calendar days ago at about $51. And if it takes those lows out, it starts going high 40s, that is where I will strike on a position, as it would be very oversold at that point, and it would be screaming for a relief rally. And that's not to say that it won't go higher from here. I mean, let's say it bounces off that 50 SMA at about $55.80, $56. Maybe we start pushing up higher 50s, maybe low 60s towards that 180 SMA at about 62, 63. And I guess time will tell, right? Time will tell. We have to give it some time, some wiggle room. And that is what you notice a lot of the time with these stocks that are very oversold. They're crashing. You kind of have to let the dust settle. I say that all the time on the channel, and I'm sticking to it. We got to let the dust settle. So Pinterest, it's about a couple weeks after the earnings report. The dust is slowly settling. We just have to pick direction. And I forgot to mention, how much did SoFi go down from the peak? $28. Now it's at 14. It's down about 50%. So these stocks, guys, they're well in bear markets. They're getting destroyed. And the last one for today, which I've talked a lot about recently, is Zoom, ticker symbol ZM. And I got a question on my Patreon about this, and I told them, or her, because quite frankly, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't want to discriminate here, or just make assumptions. But look, this is very oversold, right? It's down 15, 16% right now. It's getting destroyed. The earnings were not the best, but they weren't that bad. I mean, they beat EPS, they beat revenue. I mean, what more could you ask for? Maybe the guidance was a bit soft, so they weren't the best earnings, but they weren't that bad. And you could argue this is an overreaction. So like I said with Pinterest, right? We saw that big drop after earnings with Pinterest, and we let the dust settle a bit, and now it's slowly trying to climb back up. I think the same thing is going to happen with Zoom, right? They just reported earnings. The stock's cratering. We might have to give it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it maybe finds support at 280, 290, 300, and then slowly starts to push back up, maybe towards the mid 300s, right? And it's too early. It's really just too early to tell, because at this point, we could be going down to test the lows from the middle towards the beginning of May at about 270. That's the low point here on this 4-hour chart. Who's to say we don't go there in the next couple of days? That's very possible. So for me, out of all of these stocks that we're talking about today, Zoom being the last one, Zoom's the most risky. It is 100% the riskiest stock, because the earnings are fresh, the drop is very fresh, and it's still a falling knife. So we don't know where it's going to go in the meantime. It could very well go a lot lower. It hasn't established support. It hasn't consolidated at all. So it's very risky. But with that being said, if you were willing to take a flyer position, a very risky position, which, full disclosure, I'm not doing this, but if you were, you could end up making out like a bandit if we do see a recovery rally sooner than expected. You know, let's say this bounces and goes to 330 on a recovery rally, which was the low point from the 19th of August, which is now resistance. You could make potentially 40%, or not 40%, $40 per share, which equates to about 10, 11%. So be careful, be careful. There is potential, but we could also go a lot lower. Just keep that in mind. So those are 4 stocks that are crashing right now. Some thoughts. And again, full disclosure, I'm long JWN, Nordstrom, and SoFi, but I'm not long Pinterest and Zoom. Full disclosure, I'm not long Pinterest and Zoom. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out my Patreon. If you guys want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, a morning update video, more access to me throughout the day, and you guys get access to the private Discord channels. All of that's on Patreon, link down below, or you can go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. That's StockSurfest.com/Patreon. I'll catch you guys there. Make sure to also get your $50 from M1 Finance, or 2 stocks from Webull up to $1,600. Those are free. Link down below. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video. Keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.